we have a good time over here. We talk a lot of things over here, and we have a good time. And then at some point, debauchery comes, and then it's just all downhill from there.
Cause I rewound I rewound. I said, wait a minute. You got titties. That's Satana. Ashley was at home with the two Omen babies, Damien and Damien Jr. Hee ha, Damien 666, devil child. Because when you're the spawn of Beelzebub and Satana, that's what happens. The bearded lady, her mammy Sheila came over. Y'all want to know what the girls are saying? The girls are saying that this was a shoot for his OnlyFans that went awry. They went in there, they did the licky licky sucky sucky, you do me, I do you shit that Brashear do for his OnlyFans, and they filmed it down to the Homewood Suites. And the girls, the internet porn sketch, they'll tell you all the stories. You know, I did a whole video about how Lady G, Lindsey Graham, does lines of coke off of the penises of the escorts down to the weekly Republican Party sex parties. You remember they shut down fucking Grindr when they had the RNC convention last summer. Child, listen. You talking blue pills, rhino pills, honey packs, and everything else known to man be rolling all through the streets of DC when they get ready to go to these good sex parties that they have. Y'all could have went and got something to eat. Y'all could have went and did something else with your life. You ain't have to watch. That's what we do. When y'all have y'all all white performances, maybe we go get us a eat. Some people go take them a smoke. Some people go get them a drink. Some people get a quickie in down to the bathroom. When you had somebody's Super Bowl party and you saw somebody cute and you told them to follow you in the bathroom so y'all can have a quickie while you suck them up, they suck you up and you get a quick bust down, all in the 5 minutes that you that the halftime performance happened. Not that I would know anything about having a quick bust down at a Super Bowl party I was invited to. What do y'all want from me? What do y'all want from me? The man ain't shit. His cabinet ain't shit. And all of those acolytes and sycophants that happen to be black, what did you get for all of that ass kissing, for all of that schlobbing his knob and hanging from his testicle hairs that y'all did? Y'all ain't get a goddamn thing.
Please listen. This is how we know there is a God that sits on high and looks down low. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me, because I knew that there was a God when I looked on the X, formerly known as the Twitter, and I saw it wasn't no more Sean. I knew there was a God when I looked on the Instagram, and there was no more Krishan. I knew there was a God when I looked on the snap of the chat, the snappity of the chappity, and looked, and there was no Krishan. I knew there was a God when I looked on the Facebook, the book of faces, Mark Zuckerberg's playground, and I saw that there wasn't a Krishan. My God today, my God today, my God today. Let the people say amen.
Hello. Hello, everyone. What's going on? Welcome to Run Your Mouth. I am L Teddy 27, here to give you the latest news and updates, everything that you have had going on while you were at work or out doing your things. Let me say hey to y'all. The dossier again is packed. I mean, every day I think, oh, I'm going to have a light dossier. I'm going to be able to get through everything. Let me say hey to y'all and then we'll get started, y'all. I don't know where people at, but we going to get started. Hey, DPG. What's going on, beautiful? Hey, Ravine. Hey, Tamra. Hey, Janae. Now look at here. Look what the cat done drug in. Hey, Demetria, where you been, boo? You don't think you? I know you didn't think we wasn't gonna notice that you had been absent for a little bit, and we had been looking for you. Now where you been? Now where you been hiding, Demetria? Got us looking for you, huh? You know we be looking for you. I don't know where you been. Hey, Tanya Boo, what's going on? Hey, Janae. No, I said Janae looking at her comment. Hey, Precious Jewel, what's going on, beautiful? Demetria know we was missing her. She know we be around here looking for her. And here she is, absent from class. Girl. Hey, Paul. You say you ready to go home, child. I know the feeling, Paul. Oh, y'all been in them streets? Oh. Mm. Don't have us looking for you no more. Don't have us looking for you no more. I'm just saying. Paul, is Trey gonna meet you down to the bathroom while you at break? You know, I've heard that you could go down to the family bathroom anywhere. Go to the family bathroom because you guaranteed only one person can come in there. You go in first. 2 minutes later, have them knock on the door, and then you let them in. Lock that good door, and y'all got it to yourself. You know they have the little changing station. The changing station can hold a person probably up to about 200 pounds, I think, and you can get it in. I'm just saying what they told me, Paul. I ain't never did nothing like that because I'm pure and chase. I am pure and chase. Okay. Now you on the other hand, girl, boom. Don't try to say that's my department. Honey. Mm-mm. Not dirty hoe behavior. You know, sometimes you got to get it in. Sometimes you got to get it how you live. hmm They won't break. Trust me. The changing stations can hold the weight of an average adult man. At least that's what I was told. Now, I don't be around here in these streets hoeing about. However, from what I've been told, the 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 changing station they can hold the weight of an average adult male. I don't know what you're talking about, Terrence. I'm as pure as the driven snow. I told you somebody told me. Now y'all finna make me look this up. How much weight can a changing station hold? Okay. According to the Googles, it says 50 pounds. I don't believe that because I know I'm not from experience. I've heard that the ones, not the ones at your house, the ones they have at the grocery store or the department store and stuff like that. You know, the ones at the stores. Y'all hold on 1 second. I got to take this call. Hold on 1 second. Hey, Catherine Powell. What where you been, Catherine? You and Demetria been absent. Demetria, I don't know what you talking about. Where you been, Catherine Powell? I ain't been seeing you in the chats. You know we be looking for you. I'm telling you, that's what I heard, Demetria. I heard you said 300 to 500 pounds. Well, that checks out. That works. I don't know what you're talking about, Paul. Hey, butterfly. Green girl, come get these people. They over here trying to come for my good throat. Green girl, come get these people. They always trying to come for me. They always trying to come for my good throat. I mean, the men's come for my throat too, but that's a whole different story. Let's go ahead and get started. I know you be over there, Catherine. Girl, I can't keep up over there. I tried to go over to Jay Wilson and see if I could get caught up. Girl, I don't even know half of those people no more. I don't even be knowing the fact. You know, I when they merged with the black sector and all of those other people, it was time to move on. It was like, girl, y'all letting too many people in. Who left the damn door open? Letting all these damn people in. Paul, don't act brand new like you don't know what I'm talking about. Child. Hey, Terry, what's going on, boo? Child, Catherine, that's because y'all let him cut up. Child, I pay that woman no mind. Child, I knew that lemon was a woman way back when he was doing Avatar Nation under Sir King. That bastard been a woman since then. Laying it low and spreading it wide for let me shut up. Anyway, it seemed like they did because they always talking about each other and they always in each other's chats and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this party started. Put a Shondo in the chat. Let me know you ready to get this party started so we can go ahead and get going. Child. I have to call it as I see it. Hmm. All right. Let me see if I can get this good dossier up. And we can get this party started. Right, right. All right. So let's do it. 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 Let's go ahead and start like we've been starting while it's primary season. Today we travel over to the great state of Michigan. We have any Michiganders in here? Any Michiganders in here? Chicken, get your chicken here. So, Big Gretch is term limited, so she has to come out. And so they have elections this year for governor. And so we have a number of candidates a number of gubernatorial candidates for that seat. One thing that I'm very disheartened to hear, uh, 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 um, one thing I was very disheartened to hear when I started to investigate who was running for governor. Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist, Garland Gilchrist, that is, he at first was going to run, and then he dropped out of the gubernatorial race, and and put in to run for Secretary of State. I really, really, really wanted Garland Gilchrist to win. Black man, very educated, very politically savvy, great politician, and phenomenal lieutenant governor. I really wanted him to run for governor. If he wasn't going to run for governor, at least try to make a run for that Senate seat because we need more like Garland Gilchrist. And but he decided to run for Secretary of State. Um, and so there's that. Hey, crazy homebody girl. Hey, Savon. So this is who Ballotpedia has. We have Mike Duggan who's running as an independent, so that race won't come till November. But the primaries in Michigan are held on August 4th. So some of the candidates I do have profiles on, others I do not. Jocelyn Benson, she's the current Secretary of State for Michigan. And she announced back in January that she would run for governor. She was elected in 2018 to Secretary of State and has served 2 terms as the Michigan Secretary of State. Um, Hold on one second. Hold on one second, y'all. Give me just a moment. Um, right now, she has the lion's share of the endorsements. Before Garland Gilchrist dropped out of the gubernatorial race and moved to the Secretary of State race, he had the most endorsements. But right now, she has the most endorsements. She has raised the most money. Um, and is the favorite right now, Jocelyn Benson, to win the Democratic primary. Um, the next person I have is Mike Cox. Mike Cox is a former Michigan attorney, is the former Michigan Attorney General, and he announced early last year that he was running for governor, and his theme is "Make Michigan Great Again." He's a Republican, as you can see. He's a Republican. Um, here's his one of the things that he's on record saying about Michigan. He says he's looking for a future quote where Florida and Texas look to us for ideas. End of quote. Meaning, yeah, y'all think the most racist, bigoted, and discriminatory. Nah, hold my beer. Let me show you what I can do. But he won 2 terms as Michigan Attorney General. Did he won in 2002 and 2006. So he says he knows he can win statewide, and he's not worried about that. Anthony Hudson, who you see there, that's also a who's also a Republican. Let me check one thing. Mike Cox, right now, of all of the Republicans, he's raised the most money of all of the declared Republicans, he has raised the most money. So if that means anything, he's raised the most money. Um, where was I at? Anthony Hudson. He's a Michigan resident, and he just recently joined that race for governor. He doesn't have an ice cube's chance in hell. He ran in the 2024 primary for a U.S. House seat, and he lost then. Um, he doesn't have an ice cube chance in hell. John Jones, the lone black man running, he's running as a Republican. He is a current sitting U.S. Congressman, and he represents Michigan's 10th district. He is a Republican, and he's running for governor as well. He doesn't have a chance. Well, I shouldn't say he doesn't have a chance, but he hasn't. Um, he's raised the second most money, but everybody's pretty much saying Mike Cox is going to win. Mike Cox has the endorsement of Donald John, so they're expecting Mike Cox to win. Who's next that I have information on? Tom Leonard, who you see there. He's the former Michigan Speaker of the House, and he was at one time he was also Attorney General for the great state of Michigan. Um, he announced last summer that he was going to run. Uh, he said, "quote Michigan currently ranks second to last in unemployment, and our education system is bottom 10 in the nation. We cannot afford another lost decade where our children are forced to leave the state for better opportunity. My priority throughout this campaign will be to lay out a positive vision with real solutions and address our state's most pressing problems with a clear focus on making Michigan a growth state." End of quote. He doesn't have a real chance. He doesn't have a real chance. Eric Nesbitt announced his campaign in January, um, and from what I understand, he's a real dark horse to perhaps upset Mike Cox. Some people says that he's a real dark horse. He was a member of the Michigan State House, and he eventually became a Michigan State Senator. Um, but he is a staunch Republican, very well received within Michigan, and most people say that he's a real dark horse. Want to go back up to the Democrats? Chris Swanson, he's the sheriff of Genesee County, and he announced back in February that he was going to be running. He's the sheriff of Michigan's fifth largest county, and and is quite well received within Democratic circles in Michigan. His his law enforcement tactics first drew national headlines back in May of 2020, days after the situation with George Floyd. Um, he removed his riot gear and marched alongside demonstrators in the Black Lives Matter protests. So those are all of the people who I have information on. The other people, they really don't have a chance. But so that's our update on the primaries for today. That's the Michigan gubernatorial primary. Hey, Miss E. Hey, grown woman, don't try me. Um, I saw that. Catherine. I saw that. Duggan he did used to be mayor of Detroit, and he's running now as an independent. You're right, he did used to be mayor of Detroit. He's running as an independent. Montrez, what's good, bruh? What's going on? Hey, Sharice. Sharita, I was looking for you yesterday. We was talking about California yesterday. So, that I might pull out and do some Michigan tomorrow when we're on tomorrow is Wednesday. We'll be on Twitch. So I may do some Michigan primary stuff tomorrow. But I do think there's some interesting races outside of the gubernatorial race. I think there'll be some very interesting races in Michigan this year. Hey, Cymera. Hey, Yolanda Morgan. What's going on, everybody? Coming in. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary, gender-conforming members of our audience, I bring to you the late, great Larry Myers to help us usher in our Sugar Spike segment.
Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major Sugar Spike.
So loved the world, I want to fight. That he gave. His only begotten son.
Major Sugar Spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major Sugar Spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. Thank you, Larry. So, I mean, what did you think we were going to start? You thought it was going to be different today? You thought there was going to be, something else that someplace else where we're starting where we've been starting. We're at war. They say the first set of ground troops will be. They say the first set of ground troops will reach the Middle East around Friday. Will. Yep. First set of ground troops will reach on Friday. Now we got to check with our senior military correspondent to see if he's available today. But while we wait for that, let me give you your updates for the day. Okay. Where are my updates? Here we go. All right. So, the 82nd Airborne, they're saying that your president has approved the deployment of more than 1,000 soldiers from the 82nd Airborne Division to the Middle East. That's in addition to, I know the MU that our senior military correspondent will often tell us about. That one's supposed to reach the Middle East on Friday. Oh, you hear? Okay. Let's see if we can get our senior military. Well, we'll find out what he is today. He may be our senior Gulf correspondent. He may be our senior military correspondent, or he may be our senior Pentagon correspondent. We will figure out once he gets here which one he is today. But yeah. So they're saying they are going to have the 82nd Airborne, which will be deployed, at least 1,000 of them. Your president is still delusional. The man is not well. The man is in advanced stages of Alzheimer's, okay? Advanced. Now, he's on record saying, quote, okay, you ready? All right, so today we have our senior golf correspondent today. Make sure you get these titles right. This is our senior golf correspondent today, okay? How are you today, sir?
I'm good, and it's hot as hell out here.
It's hot here too. Well, it's cooler than it was the other day because it was like 80 degrees the other day. Today it got to be about 65. It's supposed to get cold on Saturday. We'll see.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
getting
it'll be
into the
cool when
90s
I'm
here for like
outside at the
this entire
protest.
week. Hopefully, it
Hmm.
is. Okay, so what you got and what you just saw was him talking about the 82nd Airborne being deployed. Okay, so what that is the 82nd Airborne's Ready Battalion. That Ready Battalion can be wheels up within 24 hours and on the ground ready to operate within 72. So anywhere from 24 to 72 hours, we will Amazon Express ship you an entire battalion
Come
of
on,
the
Amazon
United
Express.
States. We will Amazon drop ship you an entire battalion of the United States Army to your doorstep at an exorbitant cost, of course. But that is about 1,500 troops with their gear and support elements already reconstituted back at Fort Bragg, getting ready, gearing up, and getting ready to walk across to the airfield side of Fort Bragg, and then they're going to forward deploy. They're probably going to forward deploy to either military city in in Saudi Arabia, which is like a central military hub within Saudi Arabia. You have no reason to be there unless you are within the United States military or one of the partner nations that have access to that base. In addition to the 82nd Airborne's Ready Division, the Tripoli Amphibious Ready Group will be pulling up within the next 2 days. They're saying Friday. I'm pretty sure they're going to be on station about Thursday, ready to operate no later than Friday early morning. Now,
Well, can I tell
three
you what
weeks.
I've been hearing about the people that are coming on Friday?
Mhm.
So what I've been hearing is that Iran has a. Where's my? Hold on, let me pull up my map. You got to get our trusty map of the Persian Gulf so I can show y'all what I'm talking about. Where's my map of choice? Let's see here. Is this a good map? No, that's not a good map. Hold on. Y'all forgive me. You know, you think I would have all my stuff in order. Listen,
We are
listen.
doing
You
this
get
on the fly to provide information on the fly
right.
as it's happening.
Trying to
Get what you
give
get and
y'all
don't
good
throw a fit.
information. I think this one may work. No, I don't like that one either. Let me just go to Google Earth. Okay. Uh, okay.
Let's put it like this. So basically, we're about to have the entirety of an assault force, to include paratroopers, in the theater of operations within the next 72 hours. At the same time, you've got another amphibious ready group that left San Diego last week, Friday. They'll be there as a follow on contingent of forces sometime toward the middle end of April. They'll be arriving.
Wait.
And round about that time, the the forward carrier strike group should be reconstituted out of Suda Bay, Greece, and back operating in the Mediterranean Sea. Do you see how we have stacked the cards with overwhelming force in our favor? This is just what the United States has brought to bear. This is not even including the air assets that Israel also brings to bear. And then once this does kick off, you have the possibility of the GCC states, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Bahrain, and the UAE adding troops and assault forces, or at least support equipment to this raid force that could be trying to take those islands in Iran that we spoke about.
So here's what I'm hearing from some of my people. My connections are telling me Iran has a small oil field, oil base around here, outside of
You
the
gotta put the
Strait of
map back up.
Hormuz. Hmm?
I don't think the map's up.
It's not. You can't see it. Can y'all see it? Hold on. You can't see it on your end, Terrence?
Yeah, I got it now. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. So again, Carg Island is up here in this that little dot right there. That's Carg Island,
Arg
where
Island's all the way up north. Yep.
most of where they send the majority of their oil out of. But there's another oil field somewhere in this area where that's a newer oil field, I should say. It's outside of the Strait of Hormuz. So, from
Hmm.
what I'm understanding, that may be one of their first targets to take control of that. And so that's an end around outside of to let them to have a show of force. Now, let's be clear. I don't know how successful that's going to be, but that's their first show of force because people are telling them Carg Island might be a suicide mission, and you may not want to do that.
Arg Island will absolutely be a suicide mission, and this launching this mission to take over that oil terminal down there would be a fool's errand because if you blow up any of the infrastructure down there, you've now upset India and China.
Pretty much, because India done stayed out of it. India said
Hmm.
we ain't got nothing to do with nobody. All we want is our damn oil. And they've been getting their oil. One of the few people, one of the few ships coming out of the Strait of Hormuz are the ones that get sanctioned by Iran. They say, "Oh, we like you. Okay, we'll let you out."
Hmm. One of the commentators I watched from some of my information on this, somebody you pointed me in the direction of, a one Mr. Nance.
Mr. Nance is really good.
He is amazing. But his view on this whole thing is this whole thing is a fool's errand. And the way that trying to take that, the only thing that you would really be able to do with the island hopping campaign in this situation is take the island, post a video of you on the island, and then quickly leave. That's all you're going to be able to do. Um, y'all Senator Lindsey Graham then lost his whole entire mind talking
He's a
about
fucking
we can
idiot.
do this just like we did Iwo Jima. Sir, 7,000 Marines lost their fucking lives on that goddamn rock. 7,000 fucking people lost their damn lives on that fucking rock.
And that bitch ain't winning for nobody and nothing.
He
Hey,
was an
everybody
Air
coming in.
Force lawyer, is what Mr. Graham was. And he, of all people, should fucking know better.
These people are lit. But
Stupid, vile, idiotic, dumbass,
what I was about to report
jackasses.
on as you were coming up is the fact that your president said Iran has given the U.S. a gift, quote, worth a tremendous amount of money, end of quote, related to oil and gas, none of which is true.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with no.
He said Iranian negotiators, quote, did something yesterday that was amazing, actually. They gave us a present. It was a very big present worth a tremendous amount of money. So that meant one thing to me: we're dealing with the right people, end of quote. The people in your head, sir? What people are you dealing with? Are these the people talking to you in your head?
They are absolutely the people talking to him inside of his. He has spoken to no world leader about anything going on in Iran except President number 45 and also the president of Puerto Rico.
I'm just I just want this man is not well. And I'm laughing to keep from screaming
Right.
because people's lives are at danger. If I if that did you see the story that now now this may send people to the Briggs, which they may not care, but now people are trying to get high on weed so they don't have to get deployed.
Yes, we recently just had one of our pot shops, actually, for the pot shops out here where we live at, were just raided by Air Force OSI, Office of Special Investigations, in partnership with local and state law enforcement agencies because some of their airmen got high on shrooms
They're
and they
doing
could
whatever
trace
they
it back
can to not get
to
deployed.
those dispensaries. And it was like, so your airmen messed up, so you gonna mess up everybody else's good weekend. All right, that's cool. They were open the very next day.
I mean, your alternative is either I go to the Briggs, which I'm okay with, or I go and lose my fucking life in this stupid ass war because we're dealing with the commander in chief who hears voices in his fucking head.
Literally, the particular charity, the particular nonprofit that deals with troops who are looking to apply for not conscientious objector status has seen close to 1,000% increase in cases, people trying to help them claim conscientious objector status. Usually, and we both know this, El Teddy, because both of us have been in leadership roles before. When when 10% of your workforce is feeling a way about something, there's at least another 20 to 30% that feel the exact same way but just aren't saying anything about it. And it will grow, and it will grow fast.
It don't take much. It don't take much at all. Um this is I'm afraid because the thing about it is if you know anything about military, that's why we have our senior golf correspondent here. They're not sending these troops and say we're just going to turn around. That's kind of not how this works, you know?
Mhm.
They're
Did you
go-
see
this is happening.
yep, you saw the report, or tell me if you did or you did not see the report, that they're basically saying that, hey, this guy doesn't deploy stuff. Looking at recent history, he has never moved forces in this manner and not used them.
Pretty much.
He's never put this amount of equipment and people in motion and not used them. He did the exact same thing in the Caribbean. He put all these assets there, and then
Hmm.
he launched his mission. All right. If you look at it, it's the exact same formula. You got a carrier strike group, but now you got three. You got, oh, I'm so much tripping. I forgot that George W. Bush is still on its way to the Mediterranean
Oh yeah, because that's coming in about what 2 or 3 weeks. We got like
from
2 weeks
that
or
should be
so for that.
that's
Mhm.
actually no, that left 3 weeks. That ship and all of his escorts left about 2 3 weeks ago. They should be
Oh,
pulling
okay.
up. They should be pulling up soon. As a matter of
Is
fact,
that the one that's coming
completely
on
forgot about
Friday?
them. No. That's the Tripoli. That's the Tripoli. The Tripoli group is coming around the Gulf of Oman. The the Bush strike group should be pulling into the Mediterranean Sea.
Mm.
And even if they were going to the Red Sea on the west coast of Saudi Arabia, they would still go through the Med. They would never go around around Cape Fear, around the bottom of Africa. That's a fool's errand.
Yeah, they probably let them through the Suez.
Forgot all about that. That goes crazy.
Y'all,
But that would be three carrier strike groups, three amphibious ready groups, and all of the accoutrement ships that come with that, plus whatever you've flown in from the 82nd Airborne, plus whatever follow on forces come from Europe. Because if you do not think for one second that we will be pulling forces, particularly a Ranger battalion, out of Europe very quickly, because there may be airfield seizures in play. There may be airfield seizure happening here because if we take Carg Island, or even if we try to take Shark Island, those islands have airports on them, have airfields on them. Also, the Air Force has a very specialized unit that is made up of people who their whole job is expeditionary airfield repair. They will come in, bring cement mixers, bring all their equipment in, and you will have a functioning airfield within 24 hours. If they think that they can't get the concrete, if they think they can't do that, guess what? They got metal slats they'll fly in on the back of a C-130 because a C-130 can land damn near anywhere as long as it's flat. And flat does is a relative term. I mean, if there's not a mountain sitting on the other side of their landing, they'll be fine. But you fly that in, you push this expeditionary airfield out the back of a couple of C-130s. It's just a bunch of flat metal. They're gonna lay it all down. They're gonna drill it into the ground. Now you've got airplanes running in and out constantly. It's crazy. And by the way, that particular unit is in Jordan right now. They were deployed from New Jersey this week. So when I say that this is going to happen, and if it does not happen, I would be very surprised. It's crazy. It's Samira. Yeah, the whole country is mountains. However, comma, the islands that I'm talking about are not mountains. There's no mountains on those islands. And even if it's a airfield that has been cratered, basically they've dropped 500-pound bombs all over the airfield to make it to where it's unusable. As long as you can get about 500-foot patch of flat, you can land a C-130 there.
Here's the deal. What's so idiotic is you just you can't believe Pete Keg's breath that these people have known you were coming for some time now, and they just sat back and said, "Oh, we're just going to do nothing and wait for them to come." You really just can't believe that. That's where I think that the concern that I have is these people in positions of leadership down to the damn Pentagon, and I'm talking about high up people. They seem to believe that Iran knows that they're coming and is just going to sit there and do nothing and just wait for them to come and wait to be, demolished by the United States intelligence.
Yeah, see, that won't work because as we all know, Iran is getting intelligence from who, sir? Who's Iran getting intelligence from right now?
Russia, and I'm
And
sure China as well.
yes, sir. Russia and China are providing them detailed plans of these areas, like right before they launch. So they're getting real time information from their partners. The crazy thing is, Russia went to the United States and said, "Hey, check this out. You stop giving you stop giving Ukraine intel, and we'll stop feeding targeting data to Iran." The United States government, surprisingly, because I thought for sure they would have jumped at this, they said no, thank you. I thought for sure once that was on the board, I thought for sure that was it for Ukraine because literally we are giving them satellite information. We are giving them all of their targeting information for Ukraine. So I thought for sure they were going to capitulate on that, and I was surprised when they didn't. So for the foreseeable future, Iran will be continuing to get targeting data, real time coordinates fed to their missiles to shoot them and make great impact. And they, the thing is that this is asymmetric warfare, right? Meaning the Gulf states and the United States and Israel have to be 100% on everything that they do as far as intercepting missiles. Anybody with a brain knows you shooting a bullet with another bullet is damn near impossible, right?
And remember, we just talked about yesterday
Uh huh.
how over the weekend they fired at Israel to let them know we can hit you. Your interceptors
Hmm.
will not catch us if we don't want them to.
Yep. Because they launched that, I think it's a K2 or K4 missile that is a it's not a true hypersonic, but it's a hypersonic re-entry vehicle. So either way, it's traveling at Mach fuck.
I am afraid that as we bring more troops to, specifically ground troops, excuse me, to the region, that's going to raise the number of casualties exponentially, and that's what I am afraid of. I'm already. And let's be clear. I'm not even adding to the fact that thousands of people have already died. You have more than 2,000 people if you include Lebanon in this. You have over 2,000 people that have already lost their lives because of these
Hmm.
people and their fucking insanity. They're talking about
Hmm.
annexing the entire southern portion of fucking Lebanon. That's what these bitches are talking about doing. They're all.
That
Well,
is
I
my
told
next point.
y'all well over a year ago. Israel wants the West Bank. It was never about Gaza for these people. They want the West Bank, and I'm sure when they go ahead and annex the southern portion of Lebanon, they're also going to try to they're going to just move forward with annexing the fucking West Bank because that's what they want. They are imperialists, okay? They call them Zionists. Mm-mm. These people are all about imperialism because if it were true Zionism, they would not be taking all of the land that they're taking. Let's be brutally honest.
Uh, Can you back the map out and give me a map of that area, please? I want to explain something to everybody real quick about patch that was seen on an Israeli soldier in southern Lebanon. Right about there. Right there is good. So as you look at that entire area right there, go from take all of Lebanon, southern Syria, come down from the line where Lebanon is at, from
Mm-hmm.
there, come all the way down, take the Sinai Peninsula, wrap all the way around Jordan, take the northern part
Mm-hmm.
of Saudi Arabia, the western part of Iraq, and then wrap it right back on around uh, Lebanon.
Mm-hmm.
They
So
are. This
basically,
is what is known.
all.
This is what is known as what is known as Greater Israel. This is the patch that an Israeli soldier had on their shoulder while they were operating in Lebanon. They are literally trying to take that entire area, and the problem is that Jordan will literally mollywop them if Jordan actually decide if the king of Jordan actually said, you know what, yeah, I'm done with y'all. Israel couldn't do anything to stop Jordan.
Syria is not here for their fuck shit either.
No, Syria is not. And the problem with Syria is it's too fractured of a state to even fight back. And Chimera, yes, everybody is using cluster bombs. Israel's using cluster bombs. Iran is using cluster bombs. It's a
No,
clusterfuck.
the insanity is the Benjamin Netanyahu press conference or speaking to the press he did yesterday, where he said this is if there wasn't a reason to believe that the enemy is Iran here, and he laid out all of these reasons. All of that is the shit that he's been doing. Him and
Mhm,
the fucking IDF, they've been doing that shit since time immemorial almost.
mhm. And the part to me that is kind of dangerous and that I didn't realize that I myself and many other Americans were feeding into from the I'm an 80s baby, was born in 81. So I remember hearing things about what happened at the Marine barracks in Beirut. I remember hearing about, Israel always having to defend themselves against these people who just want them dead. And I'm like, wow, man, that's crazy, man. That y'all really want them that dead like that, man. That's crazy. And then as I became an adult and started doing my own research, I understand why they want y'all dead. I completely and totally understand why they want y'all dead. Y'all came in, took a bunch of their land. They were partitioned off to this small corner, and then that wasn't enough for you. And here we are, 40 years later, trying to solve a problem that should have never been a problem to begin with.
I,
Yeah.
I, I, I don't know. I don't know Why? It's the propaganda. It's the propaganda, and we've always been, because if I'm being brutally honest, even like you said, those people's patches, that isn't even historically accurate, because we know Egypt before, even if I want to go biblical, if I'm going to believe the story, the canonized story of the Bible, going back to the Torah, the Naviim, and the Ketuvim, going back to Judaism, okay? The Sinai Peninsula was never a part of the Promised Land, ever.
That's what they're claiming, though.
The
They're claiming
Sinai
it was part of the
Peninsula
promised land
was
from
always a
the
part
Torah
of
and the
Egypt.
Bible.
So wait, so much so the fucking Mount Sinai, which is fucking somewhere around here, southern part of the Sinai Peninsula, is where they had the goddamn burning bush, and then they had the damn um Ten Commandments. Is he went up into Mount Sinai to get the Ten Commandments? They then traveled years on years on years on years further up. The Sinai Peninsula was never a part of the biblical historical Israel. But who the hell am I? What the hell do I know?
Right?
I saw her in the chat. Where's my geography and history senior correspondent really be when I need her? Lord.
Yeah,
Like,
this is
it
it's
has
crazy.
never been a part of Israel. They literally, they Israel wants to take everything. If they felt they could get
Hmm.
away with it, let me back out. If they felt they could get away with it, they would take all of Mesopotamia.
They absolutely would.
If they
There's
felt like they
no.
could get away with it, they would take all of it.
Mhm. Yep, and they'll take it all in the name of state security. We need to have a buffer zone between us and them because they are dangerous to us. And it's like in reality, you're the actual danger in
Yes,
this entire
Israel
region.
is the
You are
most
the security
dangerous.
threat in this entire region.
They are the most dangerous security threat.
It's like
Yeah, they want part of
y'all.
Turkey too. I'm telling you, they want all of Mesopotamia, all of it. Pretty much, if you see it on screen, they probably want it. If they could, if they felt they could get away with it. And what do we have in our government? We have
An idiot
fucking
that will let them get away with it.
lunatics. Wait, wait, wait. Not just on the Republican side, on the Democratic side, who have pledged unfettered, unabridged, unyielding fealty to Benjamin Netanyahu and Israel, more so than they have pledged loyalty and fealty to the American citizens to which they're supposed to be working for.
Yes, sir.
These people are fucking
Because
Israel first. And fucking Chuck Schumer is on record saying he is
yep,
Israel first.
and Israel always.
So
Because
is fucking Hakeem
let's ask a quick
Jeffrey.
question. Let's ask a quick question to you, sir. For your certifications and degrees and your PhD, about how much did that run you?
Um, let's see. My master's I paid for. But my PhD, I had assistantships and scholarships and programs where I didn't have to pay for it. But I'll just I paid them all off, but it was a pretty penny. I don't want to give dollar amounts out or
No, no, no.
algorithm
All
the
good. Check
internet,
this out though.
but it was a pretty penny. I'll say like that. Yes.
Let's put it
However,
like
I
this: the education system in Israel is so deeply discounted. They're basically going to school for free, and that
and
is
we're paying for
from
school from our
exactly
taxpayer
that's coming
dollars.
from our that's coming from our
Hmm.
taxpayer dollars. The same thing with their medical system. Their medical system is damn near free. It is coming from U.S. aid. We just spent $2 billion a day on a war, but I got buddies of mine, myself included, who can't get an answer back from the VA in a timely fashion.
Oh, don't forget they get free health care and they get
Oh
free
yeah.
education. Yeah, let's
Hmm.
not forget they get free health care
Hmm.
and they get free education while we are getting raped fiscally for health care and for our education.
This government wants you to have more babies, but won't make it affordable for people to have children or raise them. Who wants to do that? Who wants that? Bring a child into this world and then struggle for 18 to 25 years.
So I do know that, and I'll do a better job for you all as well. We've been covering a lot of the Iran, but there's also shit going on over in Lebanon as well as the West Bank that is of concern as well, because it's getting real crazy over there. Like we're just fighting everybody. We're fighting everybody, everybody.
Basically, basically, AC-135 straddle tankers have literally been running nonstop for the past 3 weeks. That route from southern Israel through Jordan, down Iraq, through Kuwait, and back. They've been running that racetrack for the past 3 weeks, and not in small numbers either. I'm talking anywhere between 6 to 8 tankers flying at one time in that entire corridor.
As we wrap up our coverage of the war today, I'm really curious to see what is going to happen in the next 48 to 72 hours. The next 48 to 72 hours about to be very telling because that takes us
Extremely.
into Thursday and Friday. And I'm afraid that they're going to overplay their hands. They already have other ships that are coming. I forgot which ship is coming. You may know, Terrence, in about 2 or 3 weeks. And
That
then,
is the uh, Boxer ESG.
right now they're sending what, Marines?
Yep. Boxer ESG's got 2,500 Marines on the way, and then they've got the Triple ESG that is about a day and a half, 2 days out with 2,500 Marines.
My thing is, it's not going to stop there. It's not.
It can't. Once
And
you commit ground forces, the only way to
they're going to
deal is
commit
commit
more
more.
troops. You're going to
Hmm.
start to see there's going to have to, dare I say, Navy's going to be involved. Well, they're already involved. Let's be clear. Navy's already involved. If you don't know it, they're already involved. Uh, uh, um, but we're talking even Army could, be out here.
Hmm. Be the 82nd Airborne and
And
the Ranger Battalion.
we are we are at full scale war. All of which is fucking illegal because this was never voted on by Congress.
And it is outside of the authorized use of military force declaration that was given to the president during I want to say, the Obama administration.
We
This
haven't
is
even
way outside of those
touched
lines.
We haven't even touched that side mirror. I ain't even got the time to touch all of that. How he'll give a heads up
Oh
to
yeah.
all of his cronies to say, buy this or sell this. And 15 minutes later, you make this declaration so that you can affect the markets and people can make money. This is the fuck shit. He's not doing, y'all think he's doing this because of the price of oil? Hell no. He's doing this shit because he's helping out friends of his.
And himself and his own family, because Barron Trump bought $30 million worth of oil futures.
Because we no longer have an emoluments clause here in
Nope.
this country. Here we are.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
I'm sorry to be gloom and doom, y'all. I told y'all it would get worse before we get better. My senior Gulf correspondent, I thank you for your attention today. I thank you for your expertise, for keeping us honest and helping us make sense of the nonsensical. I know it is the work of the Lord to try to make sense of all of this insanity. But we are eternally grateful for you keeping us well versed on what's going on.
No problem, bro. Always here to help.
Thank you, sir. And that, ladies and
Absolutely.
gentlemen, was our update on the war in Iran. All right. Y'all give a shondo in the chat for our senior golf correspondent, our fellow pupil, Terrence. As we continue down into this sugar spike segment, so as people are waiting 4, 5, 6 hours in line for a flight, I just booked the flight today. God be with me. The apparently they're saying, I don't know how much of this shit I believe, but they're alleging that they're getting closer or they have hopes of getting a deal. So President Taco was hardline saying, hell no, don't negotiate with the Dems, don't take a deal, because Senator Kennedy and Senator Rafael Cruz had said that they would negotiate with the Dems and would do the carve out of ICE so that they could get TSA and the other and FEMA and the other portions of DHS funded. Their God King President Donald John said, "Fuck that! You better not negotiate with them." And shit kept getting worse. And now he gone taco again. And now he's telling them to try to negotiate a deal again with the Dems. Hey, Miss Baythang. So hey Harold, hey Harold, hey. This is what we have going on, y'all. Meanwhile, TSA workers are complaining, saying, why the fuck is ICE here? These bitches are not trained. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. And at this point, they're just getting in the fucking way. Now, I've talked to many people from many different areas, and they're basically saying that they're glad that the ICE people don't have on masks, and they're surprised at how many people that look like this are actually members of ICE. They say it's more of this down there to the ICE than people thought. Here's the deal. When that shit goes the fuck south, you know who's going to be the first ones in the front lines to get arrested, to go down, to get whatever consequences and repercussions. And then they're going to make them pay back the $50,000 bonus. There's that. I'll keep y'all posted. A lot of blacks and a lot of Hispanics. I'll keep y'all posted on whether or not that gets through, but that's what they're talking about, a possible compromise, because their God King Donald John finally said, well, I'll allow y'all to negotiate with the Democrats to get this over with, and so people can so that the airports can be secured. In other DHS news, so did I not tell y'all there was not a single chance in hell that this man wasn't going to be confirmed? I told y'all there wasn't an ice cube's chance in hell of Markwayne Mullin not being confirmed as DHS secretary. So all Republicans with the exception of Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky, voted for him, and 2 Democrats also voted for him. That being fuckboy extraordinaire John Fetterman out of the great state of Pennsylvania, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, as well as Senator Martin Heinrich out of the great state of New Mexico. He also voted to confirm Senator Mark Wayne Mullin. And if y'all expect ICE to get any better with this unhinged psychopath at the helm, you're fucking dreaming. He is an unhinged psychopath. And I promise you, just like Steve Bannon is saying all over the place, ICE at these airports is practice for this November for ICE to be at your polling stations. Now, conveniently, they will only be at the polling stations in large Democratic blue centers and large areas where there's a lot of Democratic voters, certainly where there's a lot of black voters, a lot of Hispanic and Latinx voters. None of the rural areas. No, we don't need none of that. Just in the major metropolitan areas where there's a large percentage of black people and brown people and things like that. That's where it'll be. Mm-hmm. Hey, lovely 31 Blueprint. And you had 2 Democratic senators voting for this fuck shit. In other news, in more defiance of the courts, because this is where we are, because we don't give a damn about the rule of law, right? The Defense Department will issue new press credentials, but is still looking to keep some reporters out of the building by closing off its media offices after a federal judge ruled last week that the Pentagon's restrictive press policy was unconstitutional. U.S. District Judge Paul Friedman in Washington, D.C., sided with the New York Times, which had sued the Trump administration for banning journalists who refused to sign a contract that put limitations on how they could solicit or report on information on the military. Pentagon spokesperson Sean Parnell yesterday said the agency disagrees with the ruling and will appeal, but in the meantime, he has the DefSec has signed a revised press policy that shutters the correspondence corridor, the area which reporters worked at in the Pentagon, effective immediately. So the court said, y'all can't have those restrictive policies. Y'all got to let the journalists in. And Pete Hegseth and these bitches said, oh, that's how y'all feel? Fuck that. We're closing the correspondence corridor, and now they don't have nowhere to be. Nobody gonna get in. Fuck it. We don't give a damn about your laws. We don't give a shit about you saying we have to let the press in here. Fuck that. Here we are. Here we are. Just breaking the law. Just saying, hey. Can I say something here? With one of the largest militaries and quote unquote most lethal militaries on earth, how is it that your DefSec is a fucking E4? I ain't never even been in the military. I don't have no stripes. I ain't never been in the military. I never raised my hand. I never enlisted. I ain't got nothing to do with it. But in my brain, I just feel like the person that's the Secretary of Defense should not have maxed out at fucking E4. But who the hell am I? Hey, Jay Parrish. Who the fuck am I? I'm sorry, 04 Major, excuse me. Let's move on. In more sugar spiky news, Delta said, we've had it. Now, I believe this might have been what made Trump change his mind. Delta came out today and said, fuck that. Y'all making shit hard for us in these motherfucking airports. We don't give a damn. Now they are suspending their dedicated flight assistance service for members of Congress. Uh-huh. Oh, Delta said, you bitches think it's a game? Y'all out here making it harder for us. Y'all ain't getting none of these special benefits y'all get. Wait in the 6-hour line and let me know how you like that shit. Yeah, Delta said that. They said, quote, due to the impact on resources from the longstanding government shutdown, Delta will temporarily suspend specialty services to members of Congress flying Delta. Next to safety, Delta's number one priority is taking care of our people and customers, which has become increasingly difficult in the current environment. End of quote. I'm here for it. Shout out to Delta. Among the services being suspended are airport escorts, as well as all of Delta's red coat services. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yeah, you won't be getting that, oh, we skipped the line treatment, not with Delta. I mean, maybe American Airlines. You can go over there to American Airlines and United, do what you need to do. I ain't even mad about it. I ain't even mad about it. Well, we know why Delta is your go-to. I mean, that's my go-to as well. But we know why it's your go-to, Ravine. Be like, oh, you thought it was a game? Yeah, the line back there is like 4 hours. Go back there. Go wait in the line. I don't know what to tell. I hope you got clear or TSA pre-check in the airports where TSA pre-check is still open, because they said over in Houston, they shut down TSA pre-check because they ain't had nobody to work over there. Ain't even no pre-check over there down to some airports. So if you ain't got clear, you about to be waiting in a 5-hour line, even with TSA pre-check. Get it how you live. Shout out to Delta. This man, he can't help but the more he talks, the more he says the wrong thing and does the wrong thing. What is he doing now? Well, then there's this. He's on record saying he regrets remarks that he made likening Israel to an apartheid state. When asked whether he regrets using the term, he said, quote, I do in this context. I said it and I referenced why I used it, a Tom Friedman article, in that same sentence where Tom used it in the context of the direction that Bibi is going. And that is a legitimate concern I have, that I share with Tom, that direction, if that vision and that direction of the far right that Bibi is indulging, that if they see the full annexation of the West Bank, then that's not something, that's a word you may hear others use, end of quote. Word salad, word sandwiches that we don't give a fuck. You basically are backpedaling and pussy pop saying, yeah, I can't talk against Israel. I'm not going to call these bitches what the fuck they are, a fucking apartheid state. Because I'm afraid that it could hurt the potential money that I could make, that I could get in a potential run for president. Damn the votes that I could lose. Damn the alienating that I would be doing of huge swaths of the Democratic base. I mean, you already alienated the entirety of the LGBTQ plus community. Why not alienate the people that are pro-Gaza? Why not alienate the people who say that Israel is an apartheid state? Just alienate everybody. Just don't run, sir. Stay the fuck at home. Do not run. And any Democrat or anybody out here telling me that they want Gavin Newsom, you are the problem. You are the fucking problem. Bitch ain't shit. Yeah, that bitch been bought and paid for. He said it and meant it. Fucking mess. Sick of him. Speaking of sick of it, ma'am, you're fucking 87 years old saying that you're running for re-election. You are the problem. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be nice to you no more. You know, we've been trying to be real respectful of you, Maxine, Mother Maxine. You've been in Congress for 30 plus years. You are fucking 87. You've been in Congress over 35 years. Ma'am, why are you fucking running? Why? You cannot convince me that there's no one in your district who's capable of being a congressman or congresswoman or being a member of Congress. What is happening? And this is a solid blue district, so there's no chance in hell that it would flip to the Republicans, right? So I'm not doing this. I cannot. I cannot. I just really cannot. You bitches are out of control. I cannot. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I have no words. So yesterday I teased this story. So this is the story of this is out of Maryland, okay? So this is the story of a Cambridge-based pharmaceutical wholesaler who was selling black market HIV drugs to pharmacies across the country. Now, that is Patrick and Charles Boyd, who finally got sentenced, according to the U.S. Department of Justice. They were the owners of Safe Chain Solutions. And so they were sentenced last week, Friday, for their role in a nationwide operation involving more than $92 million in illegally obtained HIV medications. Now, they originally got convicted last October, and they just got sentenced Friday. Prosecutors say the two brothers bought prescription drugs through illegal buyback channels, in some cases obtaining medications directly from patients themselves. Those drugs were then packaged, relabeled, and sold back into the legitimate supply chains using falsified records to make them appear safe and properly sourced. According to Assistant Attorney General A. Tyson Duva of the Justice Department's Criminal Division, he said, quote, Patrick and Charles Boyd did not just commit fraud and cost taxpayers millions of dollars. They preyed upon some of the most vulnerable members of our society, HIV patients who depend on life-saving treatments to manage their disease. Fraud schemes like this one undermine the integrity of our supply chain for necessary prescription drugs. These defendants will rightly spend years in prison for their reprehensible conduct, which took advantage of people for illicit profit. This case is another example of how the criminal division of our U.S. United States Attorney, uh, how the criminal how the criminal division, our United States Attorney partner in the Southern District of Florida, and law enforcement will pursue and seek convictions of those who defraud our systems, endanger our citizens, and seek to line their pockets with fraud proceeds. End of quote. Charles was sentenced to 20 years in prison, while his brother Patrick Boyd was sentenced to 18. Um, I'm trying to figure out why they don't get life in prison. Because my question is, y'all have states that want to give women who have abortions first degree murder and life in prison in some red states. And these people who gave out fraudulent medications, which may have cost the lives of people with HIV their life. It may have cost these people their lives because of these drugs, right? And this was knowingly. Why the fuck weren't they getting murder charges? Why the fuck aren't they in jail for the rest of their goddamn lives? Oh, because they have the right shade of skin. Moving on. And then there's this. Two of the three, now these three young men, this story right here. Two of these three young men that you see here, right? They're being charged as adults after being accused of raping a 12-year-old girl in Miami's Overtown neighborhood. Now, the judge is deliberating on whether or not he's going to keep them in jail. The two that they're charging as adults are Nelson Nunez, who's on the far right, and Josiah Jones, who's on the far left. Now they're going through what we call in Florida Arthur hearings. And when you have Arthur hearings, that's when a judge decides if a suspect could be released on bond, even though they're charged with offenses that typically keep someone behind bars. Why the reason they're having an Arthur hearing is because of their age. Now, all three are accused of raping a girl on June 18th at the Greenhaven Project Community Garden over near Frederick Douglass Elementary over there in Overtown. I know exactly where that's at. Jones, the 12-year-old, is accused of putting rocks in the girl's mouth. Trigger warning. Somebody, one of the hall monitors, put trigger warning in the chat for me, please. Thank you. The 12-year-old, yes, the youngest one, he's accused of putting rocks in the girl's mouth during the assault, which she said lasted about a half an hour. The rocks were put in her mouth to keep her quiet. Tyson in the middle, who's now 15, he is not in custody, but he will have his own pretrial detention hearing in the next few days. Yeah. A fucking mess. Now, if you ask me, no, don't no. There's no reality where they should be out of jail. That's why we have juvenile detention centers. But from what I understand, I believe Xavier Tyson's trial was supposed to be today. And hold on, let me see if I can look this up. Hold on, because I believe I saw something that they did go ahead And I think he is going. They're going to hit and yeah, he's going to be tried as well. He'll be tried as an adult. Yep. So all three are now being charged as an adult. Mm-hmm. They're saying that they held her down and prevented her from screaming by putting rocks, forcing rocks inside her mouth, and raped her for about half an hour. Now they're claiming that Nunez is the one that raped her, and that Tyson and Jones is the one that. What the fuck is going on? But that Tyson and Jones are the ones who held her down. I have not. I have no words. I have none. There's no reality where they get out of jail. There's no reality. It's time for our video breakdowns. Thank you, sweet 7-pound, 3-ounce baby Jesus. God be with us. Let's see what the video breakdown section has for us today. Hold on. Now, I know I wasn't supposed to laugh at this, but when I saw it, y'all, I could not stop laughing. And I probably shouldn't have laughed, but the shit was funny to me.
Father, just do this for us, Jesus. Do this for us, Jesus. Do this for all of us, Father. Father, do this for all of us. Father, have mercy. We are sorry, Lord. We are sorry, Lord Jesus.
I know I wasn't supposed to laugh. But when that lady was in there, said, I will not die. The people in France like, girl, this is just turbulence, girl. We'll be all right. Baby, baby, when them Nigerians started screaming. When mama said, I will not die. Oh, that was so funny to me. Girl, here's our next video breakdown. Dear God.
Did you get that thing oiled down?
Oiled down?
Yeah, did you get it oiled up?
Hold on, wait a minute. You talking about the oil change?
Yeah.
So why don't you just say that? I mean, what the fuck? Every time I come over here, you always gotta take me through this homosexual rigmarole, man, with your terminology, man. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Man, just come on, man. Finish cutting my hair and I can get the fuck up out of here, man. Come on, cuz.
I got you. Shit, I'm at the end now. You want me to get you from the back?
Get me from the back. See, this is the fuck I'm talking about. Man, take this motherfucking cape off. Get me from the back. You talking about taping me from the back? Travis.
I'm surprised to Fred. Girl, here's our next video breakdown. Now, if you ain't laughed yet, baby, this was gonna make you laugh. I'm just gonna go on mute because I know I'm finna bust out laughing. So I'm just gonna go on mute now. Baby, he felt that thing. Oh, oh, baby, the way I would have died 3 deaths. Oh, dear God. Oh, 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 God, I would have died 3 deaths over there. Do you hear me? Oh, child. I'm over here with real thug tears over here. I'm a whole ass thug. And I'm over here laughing with real thug tears over here, real ones. Baby, he felt that thing. Baby, he felt that thing. Now, our last video breakdown is a classic. We played this video breakdown over here again, but I saw it again yesterday, and I said, "Oh, I need to see her again on a video breakdown." This is one of my favorite video breakdowns. It's a classic throwback video breakdown, and anybody that grew up in church, you can relate to this classic throwback video breakdown. You got to have a story or two like that from when you have grew up in church. You got to have your good Judy that you grew up in church with. You know everywhere because you know, oh, Sister Box at my old Sister Box used to do that. She used to sing this song. Oh my God. She used to sing "We Are Not Ashamed of the Gospel of Jesus Christ." This was way back late 80s. Baby, she used to sing it the same way, the same runs, and she couldn't sing at all. And baby, when I tell you, me and my cousin could do Sister Box just like that. Baby, listen, we knew every run. We could sing it just like her, just like that. Girl, I live for that one. We love it. We love it. We love it. Those are our video breakdowns for today. I hope you enjoyed. So, The Price is Right finds itself embroiled in a scandal. Bob Barker. Yeah, Bob Barker is being accused of doing things he shouldn't be doing. So, Claudia Jordan and Kathleen Bradley, in the new Price is Right docuseries, they are, speaking out about the racism and sexism and workplace misconduct that they had to endure behind the scenes down to The Price is Right. Now there's a what platform is it on? I forgot what platform it on. I think it's on Hulu, called Dirty Rotten Scandals. But Claudia Jordan and Kathleen Bradley were were two of Barker's beauties. Kathleen Bradley was the first ever black Barker beauty. That was in like 1990. Kathleen Bradley. She was the first black model on the show. She said she got paid well below what her white counterparts got paid. Here we are. Claudia Jordan also said that she said they got paid she got paid the minimum as well. She said, quote, Bob Barker, I think he was making $100,000 a day, and we got a bottle of water every day, and that's it. End of quote. I know the fuck you lying. Y'all ain't giving me no fucking bottle of water and telling me to go on about my fucking business. The two also described a culture where speaking up could come at a cost. Claudia Jordan alleged that after reporting, well, now this not the same Claudia Jordan y'all know from VH1, so not that Claudia Jordan, it's another one. All right. She alleges that after reporting an incident of assault, she faced retaliation. She said, quote, if you report someone, you better just count your days. End of quote. Mm-hmm. She also recalled closely monitoring her own behavior as tensions escalated. She said, quote, imagine every day you don't know what trick the producer is going to pull on you that day, end of quote, when she was describing the toll that it took on her mental and physical health. Uh, she said the black models were always assigned to model prizes that had a black connotation. She said that the producers would joke about that behind scenes, you know, further microaggressions and stuff. Kathleen Battle said she was groped several times by Barker and others. Baby, I ain't got nothing to do with it. I wasn't there. And Bob Barker is dead. So I don't know. I don't listen. I can believe it though. I honestly believed it. I wholeheartedly believe all of this because you telling me it took all the way until 1990 before they had the first black Barker Beauty. Girl. Oh well. Um, Bill Cosby, well, he got to pay out some money. The jury awarded Donna Motzinger, who you see there in the top right, they awarded her $19 million in her civil suit. Did. Mm-hmm. 19.25 million to be exact. After she alleged that Bill Cosby drugged and raped her in 1972. Jurors reportedly found Bill Cosby liable for sexual assault and sexual battery while awarding her $17.5 million for past mental suffering and $1.75 million for future suffering. According to the Rolling Stone, the jury also left the door open for future punitive damages by determining Cosby acted with, quote, malice, oppression, or fraud, end of quote. So she could sue him again or sue his estate. What helped her case was the fact that Bill Cosby admitted during a deposition that he obtained recreational prescriptions for Quaaludes from a gynecologist at a poker game and said that he planned to use the pills to give women in hopes of having sex with them. She alleged that he gave her a pill that she thought was aspirin. She claims she felt off and after taking it and says she woke up the next day in her bed with only her underwear on. Bill Cosby, he hanging on. Bill Cosby got to be in his 90s. He or at least close enough to 90. Somebody tell me how old Bill Cosby is. Sir, just go ahead. I mean, you ain't got but 5 minutes left. Just pay the money. Just sign over your estate to all of these women because you raped these women and admitted to it. A mess. Another big story of the day. So remember we played that clip with this guy who's a comedian, right? He's a South African uh uh uh, uh um I'm sorry, he's a Zimbabwean comedian. And remember he was, allegedly translating the lyrics to the chant at the beginning of the Circle of Life from the Lion King over there with Godfrey and the guy that's on the NFL um, network and played in the NFL. I can't think of his name right now. Well, anyway, so the comedian's name is Learn More Mwanyen Mwanyenyeka. So known as Learn More Janasi. The Grammy Award winning South African composer who wrote and performed the iconic chant at the beginning of the Circle of Life from the Disney movie The Lion King is suing the comedian for allegedly damaging his reputation by intentionally misrepresenting the song's meaning on a podcast and in his stand-up routine. The composer accuses the comedian of intentionally mistranslating the chant, which which launches the Lion King movie and is central to the staged version of the movie as well, of the piece as well. Yeah, he's suing him. The lawsuit was filed this month in federal court in Los Angeles, where the composer, who performs as Lebo M, lives, and where and where the comedian recently performed. The lawsuit accuses the comedian of intentionally mocking, quote, the chant's cultural significance with exaggerated imitations, end of quote. I'm real curious to see um so the composer is saying the man lied about the translation and people took it as truth because he's Zimbabwean and they thought that he could speak the language. But the official translation of the opening phrase where it say all of that, it originally translates to all hail the king, we all bow in the presence of the king. And y'all saw the video. We played the video over here where the man lied and said they were saying, "Oh, here's a lion, child." I think he has a case because people thought that that was the truth, and people assumed that he was, credible, and diminished the man's work and tried to put it out there as if that was real and true. I hope you get the money. I hope the composer gets the money. I'm glad that we found out that the man was lying and making it up, and that we can still love the Circle of Life. Circle of Life is a great song. Love the song. Love the Circle of Life. One of my favorite Disney songs. I'm glad. I hope you get your money, sir. In our last not this is not a sugar spiky story, but in our last story of the day. So Pinky Cole, from who's now going to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta, she's going back to bankruptcy court after she claims that a creditor seized one of her investment homes and changed the locks. According to court documents, she says she owns a fancy property in Georgia, which is a 6-bedroom, 4-bathroom, 2,814 square foot home in the city of Loganville. That's about an hour east of Atlanta. But apparently, in the new court filing, she claimed that after she filed for bankruptcy, Guardian Asset Management seized the Loganville home, placed a notice in the street-facing window, and changed the locks. She says her lawyer tried to contact uh, uh, um, the Guardian Asset Management and explained their actions were improper since the bankruptcy filing paused any collection efforts. Pinky said the seizure is causing, quote, extreme financial harm, end of quote, because she needs to rent the property in order to bring in income, and said she has a prospective tenant with the lease set to start on April 1st. Them people said they wanted, you ain't paid their money, baby, you're not getting back in here, and locked her out. Pinky says, according to the court documents, she says she owes millions of dollars in debt and is currently unemployed. She says she basically has no income aside from the $15,000 a month that her husband earns. I asked y'all this when we reported on this before. Well, what is the husband doing? Because you married this woman. You wasn't helping her with these businesses? Ma'am, I don't know. Why is she even on this show? Why is she even on this show? I don't think that's the same thing, Fran. Ciao. That's the dossier for today, y'all. I don't know why y'all let that woman on Housewives of Atlanta. I guess she needed to make a paycheck or whatnot. I don't know. But what I do know is, ma'am, you need to get your life in order. Get it in order. We about to get out of here because we got to go over to Really B. I think she's already started her live. So we about to get out of here and going on over to Really B. Uh-huh. We'll be back on Twitch only tomorrow. Please remember that tomorrow is Twitch only. Again, tomorrow is Twitch only. Don't if you come over here, all you're gonna see is a post on a community wall telling you that we over on Twitch. Okay. As I always say, I love y'all. I love all y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged. They're much appreciated. I got to get out of here, y'all. I got a 7 o'clock meeting I got to be on that I'm about to be late for. Um, That's all I got for y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow on Twitch. On Twitch tomorrow. We'll be on Twitch. That's all I got for y'all. Well, I think we're going to be on Darren's channel tonight. I will be on Darren Green. I think we're on Darren Green TV's channel tonight for Married to Medicine reunion review. For those people who want to come, I'll put it on the community wall and share it out. All right. See y'all either tonight at 9:15 on Darren Green's channel or tomorrow, same time on Twitch. That's all I got for y'all. Until next time, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out. I love y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow.